It's summertime and we've been moving tenants out and moving tenants in. So today I want to talk to you about what are the important things you need to know about move-ins and move-outs so that you make sure you do things right and do things legally. Hello, I'm Justin Woodall with Iron Horse Property Management in Athens, Georgia. And today, let's make sure you get things right when you're moving your tenants in. So I want to start with that, then we'll talk about move-out. To move tenants in Georgia, what are the main things you need to know? One is you've got to have a move-in agreement that goes along with your lease. The way the law reads in Georgia, if you don't have a move-in agreement with your tenant, then you can keep zero of their security deposit even if there's damages. So when you move your tenant in, make sure you have a move-in agreement, walk-through list, you walk through, you check off each room, any damages, if there's a scratch on the wall, stain on the carpet, any of those things need to be noted on that move-in agreement. Now, the move-in agreement is not a punch list for us to go back and necessarily improve or change things. It's simply to note a blemish or a cosmetic issue or something that may be wrong in that property so that when the tenant moves out, they don't get charged for it. And so what is the number one thing that we have found that tenants look for during that move-in process and whenever they are getting ready to take possession of a property? The number one thing is that it's clean. So we make sure we go through, we want to make sure the floors are clean, the ceiling fans are clean, the bathrooms, kitchens, everything needs to be wiped down. That is the number one thing to make sure that tenants have a good, smooth move-in, and it just sets the tone and sets the stage for a good relationship moving forward. So make sure it's clean, make sure you do that move-in agreement if you're managing your own property. Upon move out, so 12 months later, they're ready to move out. What do you do then? Well, you go through, you take that move-in list. Anything that was there when they moved in, you cannot deduct for. If a damage was there, you cannot deduct for normal wear and tear. So if they've lived in the property for 10 years and the carpet's worn out, well, that's kind of normal. They've been there for 10 years. Or if they've been there that long and it needs to be painted again, well, that's kind of normal because they've been there that amount of time. So you can't charge them for a complete repaint. You can't charge them for all new flooring, all new carpet just because it's beyond, you can only charge for things that are beyond normal wear and tear. So if they've been there, if it was brand new carpet when they moved in and it's completely demolished and needs to be replaced, well then yeah, you probably have a claim there and you can probably deduct for that security deposit. But it has to be for damages that the tenant caused at their fault and they're responsible for. It cannot be for normal wear and tear. So that's what you need to know about moving tenants out. And then you've got to disperse that security deposit back to them in a timely manner to make sure you stay in compliance. So if you're managing your own property, I hope these tips have been helpful. And if you ever need assistance or are ready to turn it over to a professional, reach out to us.